I'm streaming properly. Today is training. So here I am. It's live. Okay, guys, let's get started. Today's training is brought to you by my simple 4-step process that I use each and every day in my business, and you can too. So here we go. I wasn't always this relaxed. That's me there in the chair, nice and laid back, running my business from anywhere in the world. I wasn't always that way. I am a multi-passionate health coach and entrepreneur. If you can relate, let me know in the comments. What do you do? What are all your hats that you wear? I'm also a high achiever and a perfectionist. Instead of beating myself up about being a perfectionist, I use it to my advantage. So you guys can too. So if you can relate, let me know. I love the comments. I'm going to go back and after I post the recording, engage with you and answer questions. So don't be shy. Ask your questions as we go along. I can answer them at the end of the presentation as well as throughout. I'm going to go back to the recording and actually engage and answer them. So if you guys have any questions as we go along, don't be shy. Put them in the comments. If you are a free bird and a travel junkie, then this training's for you because all I'm doing here is sharing how I went from burnout to success. So if you can relate, if you are a health coach, a multi-passionate individual, a perfectionist, a free bird, a travel junkie, stay tuned. We're going to be going through this. It's going to be about 30 or 40 minutes. So stick with me. It's a ton of information and quality stuff that you can get started with right now. No fancy footwork here, guys. This is immediate stuff that you can put into action in your business today. All right. So December 2015, I had multiple revenue streams, all right. But I was burnt out and scattered energetically. I knew there was another way. And this is when I discovered this 4-step process that I'm going to be sharing with you today. This was my turning point. And guys, it is not all rainbows and butterflies. The entrepreneurial roller coaster is up and down. So I use this exact process over and over again in my successful business. So even if you are successful, this is amazing information for you. And all that we do here is when you are going through your business and you're feeling a little bit scattered or say your revenue has stopped or you've plateaued, this is a great opportunity to implement this 4-step process. All right, so not using a process, that actually led me to exhaustion, burnout, scattered energy. And guys, I was actually really resentful. I was a health coach working full-time as a food rep. So I had my own business and I was resentful because I had no extra energy to give. So when people would come to me and ask questions, I simply had no energy to give back to them because I was working full-time and running my business. If you can relate, let me know in the comments. So this is when I had no process. Give me 1 second here. I'm just going to let the dog out on the deck. He's scratching. I'll be right back. Show me pictures of your pets because if you work from home or have a dog or a cat, you know my love for working in the living room with him. I could have put myself down in the office, but how fun is that? The whole point of working from home is in the cozy living room. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, here we are. So not only did not having a process lead me to resentment, it actually led me to low vibration. And low vibration is nothing but a money and a customer repellent. So if you aren't feeling great, your job is not to sell. Your job is to get your vibration up. This doesn't have to be a 10-day meditation or going to the gym for 5 hours. This can be as simple as a YouTube video. Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift. One song could shift that vibe. And if you're currently working full-time, then you might notice this. If you come home from work, the last thing you want to do is work on your business. And I don't blame you, because if you try to get some sales and go in front of people on that low vibration, you're not actually going to attract people, but you might repel them. So your job is to transition into your business by increasing your vibration. We'll talk more about this later, of simple ways that you can do this. But I just wanted to let you guys know that if you are working full-time, don't be intimidated. This is now my full-time job, but when the first time I implemented this 4-step process, I was actually working full-time for somebody else. So I implemented this in my own business. So this is how I'm trying to let you guys know. Don't be intimidated if you're working full-time. This 4-step process does not take forever. Okay, so I actually made my first 5K month in my own business while I was working full-time. So this is how simple it is to integrate. And one of the major things that made the difference for me was my mindset shift. Instead of pissing on my job, hating my job, and every day going to work being mad about it, I switched in my mind. This is a temporary position, temporary stepping stone to get me to my deepest desires. I am grateful for this opportunity. So then you don't get into that low negative feeling about your job, which is going to bleed into your own business. So with that being said, focus on the good. So whatever you can pull out from your job that's good, the key piece here, guys, is actually putting a time on it. So we could tell ourselves that we're going to quit our job for years and years and years and years and years. And then it's 10 years down the road and our business is still a side hustle. So focus on the good, switch in your mind that this is a temporary stepping stone, if this is what you desire to quit your job, and then put a time on it. I love either 1 year or 90 days. I actually help people quit their day jobs within 90 days with this exact process. So key piece here, if you are in fact unhappy in your job and you want to quit it, then put a time cap on it. If you are loving your job and you just want to grow your side hustle a little bit, then label it as that and don't expect it to explode. So that's the reality, is really just focusing down. And we're going to dive into this deep in the 4 steps. All right, so here it is, my amazing love for this 4-step process. This is exactly what changed my life and my business. So at the time, right before I figured this out, I was burnt out, scattered. I had multiple revenue streams, but they were all linear, and I was trading my time for money. And quite frankly, I had no more to give in my own business. So what suffered was my business, because these other people were paying me. I had to show up. And you guys, I had low iron, so I didn't have 100% energy to give. I only had like 60 to 70. So what suffered was my personal life, my business, and myself. I was not healthy. And as a health coach, that's really tough. I was tired, exhausted, and that's a repellent. If you can imagine, I'm trying to help people in that area of health, and I was tired and exhausted. So I knew something had to change. I knew there was another way. And this is the time that I hired my business coach, and we actually went through these 4 steps. And this is what I did in 90 days to quit my full-time day jobs. At the time, I was working as a food rep, corporate wellness, in a medical clinic. I had my own business in a massage studio. So at this time, I was working full-time. So it's completely possible for you if you're currently working full-time. All right, so we're going to get into detail in each of these steps. Just hold with me here. Hey, David, I'm on Facebook as well. If you want to see the PowerPoints, come on over to Facebook or message me for the recording. All right, step number 1. This step is often overlooked. And time again, as I go to these personal development seminars, the big leaders, this is what they're coming back to. And this is what I did in my 90 days and what I teach to my health coaches now. So if you're going to skip this step, don't bother doing the rest, because in life, we get filled up. If we try to add more stuff on, like another revenue stream, like a side hustle, like growth in our business, we're just going to spill over and actually damage ourselves even more. So our step number 1 is to clear clutter. Actually get rid of stuff, people, places, things. If this is your full-time job, amazing. I totally can support you there, and quitting your job, it's this time where you can actually take that excitement and that energy and that nervous energy and pour it into your 90-day launch to grow your own business. Okay, so clearing the clutter. The action step for this that you can do right now, you don't need any fancy workbooks, is take a blank piece of paper and write out where all your energy is going. This is your reality. Where's all your energy going? And how does it make you feel? You're going to rate it from 1 to 10. 1 is it's an energy drainer, an energy vampire. You absolutely don't want to be doing this again. And if your job sits at a 1, 2, or 3, no problem. That's a sign that you need a change. 10 would be things that you want to keep in your life, things that make you feel great. If you can't quite do this in 5 or 10 minutes, then use the next 2 weeks of your life as an experiment. Every time you go somewhere, write on your little piece of paper how it makes you feel. Does this drain you or energize you? And that's going to be step number 1, clearing the clutter. Let go of as much stuff as you can, because the more you empty out, the more you can intentionally fill your cup back up with amazing magic, which we'll talk about in steps 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Step number 2, niche down like a ninja. Some of you guys look at this word niche and don't know what it means. Some of you guys might hate the word niche, whatever you want to call it. Niche down like a ninja. All this means is get so specific on exactly who you are, what you sell, and who you help. People need to know within 5 seconds of coming to your website or your Instagram account how you're going to help them. Make it so clear, so obvious that they don't have to guess. If you were to teach on a specific topic for 30 minutes, what would that be? If you can relate this to a personal story, even better. Start to kind of list out your stories, your milestones, and this will help you create and connect with a personal story within your niche. Okay, so I can, if you're in direct selling or you're selling a specific thing, choose one product or program to identify with. One thing. That's the hardest part, because often we have all these amazing things to offer. Or if we're health coaches, we have all of these amazing skills. But that helps no one. We really have to niche down. If you try to help everyone, you will help no one. Okay, so this is step number 2, a super important step. Let me know in the comments what your niche is, and I'll help you niche down. Step number 3, creating your financial action plan. Okay, this doesn't have to be fancy. You can read all the books in the world. The main piece here is it has to be clear and defined. Okay, so rewrite your money story. You might have to go back and see what you're telling yourself. For me, I was always telling myself that if it's good money, I need to say yes. So that's what led me to burnout. I was saying yes to every opportunity that was good money. $100 an hour. Yeah, that's good money. I'll say yes. And it led me to burnout and scatter. So I no longer make decisions from money standpoint. I make them from a point of, is it in alignment with my values and business goals? And do I want to do it? And is it helping the people in my niche? Okay, so you might have to rewrite your money story. What are you telling yourself about money? And then determine how much you desire each week and each month. I love working weekly and monthly. So again, don't just pull this number out of your butt. Write down your freedom, financially free number. How you figure this out is, of course, writing down all your expenses, but add on to that. How much do you want to spend each month on travel, on your yoga membership, on savings? Add this all up, and this is your freedom number. And we're going to work backwards. So say your freedom number is $1,000. You need an extra $1,000, and once we break that down, you actually give that $1,000 a job. So it's not just randomly coming in and randomly going out. What do you want that extra $1,000 for? Is it going to allow you each month to go on a little trip in your province? Are you going to save up the $12,000 for the whole year and go on a crazy trip at the end of the year? Where's that money going to go? And guys, don't put it towards your debt. That is no fun. Of course, budget properly, but if you're looking to make just an extra $1,000 in your side hustle a month, then put it somewhere fun. Reward yourself. You can use your full-time job income to pay your bills. And guys, health coaches that are looking to quit their day job, your freedom number might be $3,000 a month or $5,000 a month. Can you imagine what you could do with that? So again, we're going to break down the exact process. So working with $1,000 a month in your side hustle, where's that coming from? Each month, are you coaching one client for $1,000? Are you coaching 2 clients for $500? Do you have a $99 product that you're selling 10 of each month? This is how we break it down. If you're in direct selling, how does that work out with your how much of what specific product you have to sell to reach your number? That's how we break things down so that it's so obvious and clear to yourself, and for those of you who love the universe, to the universe as well, exactly how much you would like to bring in and exactly how you will do so. All right, moving right along here. Step number 4, take action and ask for the sale. I, for years, was giving out my knowledge, my stuff, and I was forgetting to ask people for the sale. I see this all the time, you guys. We have so much value to give, and if you can relate, you don't like being a salesperson, you don't want to ask, you don't like the money conversation, there's ways around this. You can automate things and make systems so that you're not actually asking for it. It's in an email sequence or it's on your sales page. But to own a business, you gotta sell. And that isn't, you can do it in your own authentic way. For example, how I sell, my main revenue generating activity is exactly what I'm doing right now. Showing up in front of people, sharing my value and driving to a specific sale or product that's gonna help the person. So way too often we forget to ask, or you guys, we paralyze our clients because we have way too many things to offer. I get this, I've done it. After my 5K month, I actually did this. I paralyzed my clients. I got so excited. That one 5K launch worked. So I thought, well, I'm gonna make more. I'm gonna make more content. And I got stuck in this content creation mode and I made all these amazing products. But when people came to my site, it was too confusing. There was too much that they had to choose from. People don't like choices. They want to know that what you have to offer is the exact solution to their specific problem. Going back to niching down, that's why that's so important. Okay? So in order to sell, you've got to show up consistently. This doesn't have to be every day. This can be once a week in a newsletter or once a week in a blog. Just make sure it's consistent. Once you get the groove of it, it might be every day on live video, like what I do. The key piece is finding your niche, finding what you can do authentically and easily, because the last thing you want is to be taking 10 recordings of a video and spending all day doing it to post it. Or for myself, writing a blog and taking 17 hours because my grammar, I struggle with perfectionism and worry. So I would do this blog and then worry for the next month if I did something wrong or if there was a mistake. So I don't blog anymore. Instead, I come and show up live because for me, this is my zone of genius, my area that is super easy. So you find your own and experiment. Go check out my videos from 2 years ago. They're hilarious. Practice helps you with the process and you just keep getting more comfortable. And our life is an experiment. Our business is an experiment. We just practice different things, what we like, as well as where our client is hanging out. So I know I am targeting health coaches like myself. So where do I hang out? I watch videos. I listen to podcasts. So that's how I'm going to show up for my audience. Social media, it's a big, big thing these days. And as long as you're sharing your story and offering education or entertainment or both, then you will do good things and people will follow you. So 90% value, 10% sell. You can do this in 2 different ways, 2 different launch styles. Style number 1, give a 5-day free challenge and sell on the 5th day. Style number 2, give valuable information such as a webinar or a free training or an online video or a post or a story, and then drive the offer at the very end of the information. 90% value, 10% sell. I love giving a 2-week launch period because what this does is it allows you to be hyper-focused on your one sale for 2 weeks, and then you can brush it off, rest and recharge, and then do it all over again. And ladies, I suggest you do your 2-week launch in the first 2 weeks of your cycle because that's when your hormones are highest, you're most productive. So then you can just relax and cruise on out and reset for your next launch, the last 2 weeks of your cycle. Water break. So, in order to sell, whether this is online or in person, we take cold traffic. All that this is somebody who doesn't really know you. Give them some content, some free stuff, warm them up, let them know how amazing you are, get them to like, know, and trust you by giving your best stuff out. And if you don't know what to give for free, give the pieces of the puzzle, sell the system. So that's warming them up, giving them value, showing them your amazingness, and then when they're ready or they want more, then they turn into a hot paying customer, or you have a specific offer that will help them grow their lifestyle or their business. So for health coaches, this is specific things. You're no longer a health coach or a fitness instructor or a dietitian. You make this specific thing that your problem you're solving, your client might have bloat. So you're going to help them decrease bloat by healing their gut or dropping 10 pounds without stepping foot in the gym. You get so specific so that it's obvious and your client knows. So again, if you try to help everyone, you will help no one. So if you're currently struggling in your business, take a step back and niche down and figure out where you want to teach in and make it so clear that that potential client doesn't think twice. They know for sure that your product is exactly what they need. 90% of my time is spent in revenue generating activities. When I get held up in content creation or techie stuff on the computer, my vibe goes down and my revenue goes down. So this is a constant reminder to stay in revenue generating activities and to figure those out. For me, that's driving traffic to the sale. If nobody's driving traffic to your sale, nobody's going to buy it. You can't just make an ebook and slap it up on a site and hope for the best, especially at the beginning when you don't have as much authority in your industry. So your job is to drive traffic to the specific sale. And if you can encourage other people to drive traffic to your sale, amazing, because then you don't only have yourself, but you have all these other people driving traffic. How you do that is you encourage people to share your stuff on Facebook. You ask your friends and family and clients that have already done your stuff to write testimonials and to share with their people. You create a rewards program or a brand ambassador program like I have. I have 25 people, 26 including me, 27 including Frank, my dog, driving traffic to sales. So that's why I'm successful. And guys, whatever we're driving traffic to is selling. For instance, I have an ambassador that loves our fitness program. So she drives traffic there and it sells. This is a no-brainer. So 90% of my revenue generating activities is adding value. So warming the customers up, getting in front of more people, and specifically driving to the sale or the offer. And if you are nervous about selling online, or you have been thinking, especially if you're in network marketing, that you don't want to be that creepy salesperson. People will unfollow you if they don't like what you have to say. So don't worry about it. You give your value and the right people will come. And you're actually not selling. You're helping people get to where they want to go. So that's a big question that I get is, Steph, how do you do this authentically and integrate? I do direct selling. How do you integrate these things authentically? I've never felt like a salesperson. Even when I was a full-time sales rep, that was my position. All I did to increase sales was connected with people and shared my knowledge and education and had basic conversations, because humans love connection and community. So the key piece here is run a business, not a charity. As well, Desperation is a money repellent. Grabbing at everybody is a money repellent. So just show up authentically, take a step back. Why did you start this in the first place? Who do you want to help? How are you going to do that? How are you going to share value? And if you're specifically in network marketing, you are not your product partner. Offer value and your unique gifts, and in the solution will be your supplements or your shakes or your beauty care. But I encourage you to lead with yourself, not your product partner. And if you're nervous because you don't have a brand, so you're hiding behind your network marketing brand, take a step back. You are your brand. I have a brand, and now I am showing up as Steph. Hello, I'm Steph, right? So, and I actually just changed my Instagram handle to my name because people were looking for me. Look at those people that you follow, those 7-figure earners that you want to be like. They might have brands, but their main brand is just themselves. So you guys, don't be nervous. You are your brand. You don't need a website, a brand, or anything to get started, to show up and share your value and help people with that specific unique gift that you have to give. All right, guys, I'm going to have a little sip of water and we'll recap on this and get into some action steps so you can start earning today. Step number 1, take out a blank piece of paper, carry it around with you, and everything you do, write it down and give it a number from 1 to 10. 1 means this is a complete energy drainer. I hate it. I don't want this in my life. This doesn't mean throw out everything up in the air and quit your life. This means flag it and escape it. So if it's your job, put a time cap on it and start working towards escaping it. 90-day escape plan to quit your day job. I offer that and help people do this exact process in detail to replace their full-time income. If it's a year, great. If it's a change in careers, just the whole point of this exercise is to empty out so that you can then create and live with intention rather than reacting to text messages or living so full that you're just reacting and you're frustrated and you freak out on little things. Basically, if you're getting mad over little things like socks on the floor or your kids throwing food, it means that you're just too full, because those aren't huge issues. But what happens when we're full to the top, these little things like the toilet paper roll not being changed, those things actually spill us over the top and make us explode. But it's the deeper problems that we need to fix. It's not those little things. Those are just flags to let you know that your cup is too full and we got to empty out. Okay, so once you've done that, like I said before, if you don't do step 1, don't bother doing the rest, because it will fill you up, and then that will be the reason that you get frustrated and lose your cool. So then you've related your business or your side hustle with freaking out and you're spilling your cup, and then you're going to quit your business. So do step number 1 first. Otherwise, don't bother with the rest. Step number 2, what do you want to be known for? If somebody asks you at a party, what do you do? Do not lead with your full-time business. Lead with whatever you want to grow. So if this is your side hustle, lead with that. Take ownership. Stop talking about that job that you want to quit, because what we focus on expands. And these conversations that people ask you about are opportunities to grow your business. So there you go. What is your story and your specific niche? Let me know in the comments and I'll help you niche down. Say that 10 times fast. Niche, niche. Stamp that on the forehead. Okay, step number 3. Determine exactly how much you want to make and how you will do this. Give that money a specific job, as well as break down exactly where it's coming from and what you will do once you earn it. Step number 4, break this down into a 2-week launch period so you can get hyper-focused and share your value consistently with your audience. If you think you don't have an audience, think again. You have an audience on Facebook, on Instagram, in person, if you have partnerships with clinics, or basically you could piggyback off of other people's audience as well. Collaborate. Hey, can I come live on your page and share my knowledge? Absolutely. So message me if you want to partner, if you are a health coach and you want to come live on my page where people are hungry for health information, I have a free community group with 700 people that want health information. So you guys, collaboration is fantastic. Partnerships, get in front of people. Go to the IKEA if you're in Halifax on opening day and get in front of that lineup of people and just start chatting. Okay, so there's different ways we can get in front of people. So I just want to remind you that before you do these 4 steps, or any time that you're looking to grow your business, tune into your vibe. Because let me tell you, your current vibe attracts your tribe, not who you want to be. So if you're currently vibing low and you go out to sell, you're going to attract low vibing people. So instead, raise your vibration so that you attract higher vibing people. This doesn't have to be a crazy 5-hour time at the gym or 10-day meditation. This can be a YouTube video. This can be a headstand, a cartwheel, playing with your dog, borrowing somebody's child, like anything to make you feel good. That will get your vibration high. So your job, if your vibration's low, your job is not to sell, not to do any of these steps, except step number 1, emptying out your cup and getting your vibe higher. Some of the things I love to do are yoga, breath work, hanging out with my dog, singing, dancing, flipping around upside down, dinner parties. So if I'm not vibing high, my job is not to show up and share, because that's going to attract the wrong people and actually maybe do damage to my business and my self-worth, because if you show up that way, then you're going to have negative feelings towards it. So your job instead is to raise your vibe. Kitchen dance party. So here's some homework for you. Think about how you can get in front of people. And if you're shy, people will listen if you're A, educating, or B, entertaining. If you can do both, that's better, because then you can be silly and attract people, put books on your head, phones and coffee cups, and all that's doing is drawing attention to you and your brand and getting people. Why do we watch TV, right? It's entertainment. So it's the same thing with getting on social media. People want to be entertained. They want to be educated. They want to connect. They want to have a community. You don't have to do all these things. Just find what works for you. So for me,